Well, good morning. My name is Beth Mackenzie Moore. Is this too loud? It sounds like it's doing that. Beth Mackenzie Moore. Welcome to Unitarian Universalist Community Church. We are a welcoming congregation. And let's wait a minute because we have a lot of people out there, so we'll make sure we have the doors closed a little bit. Peace. Again, welcome. We are a welcoming congregation where we strive to transform ourselves and the world through love, wonder, and connection. Again, for those that just came in, my name is Beth Mackenzie Moore, and I use she, her pronouns, and I serve as a chair on the Music and Arts Committee. And I do this, and I work a little bit downstairs in RE. Today, we will continue the monthly theme of flourishing together. We will be talking about resistance, a river of justice, and getting our butts in the boat. Please do not forget to stop by the final baker's dozen for the church year. After this service, there will be all kinds of meals and treats to feed your family and support our church. Whether you are here for the first time or the thousandth time, welcome. Whatever you are facing in your own life, welcome. This is a place where we try our best to be real with one another, to get through hard things together, and to remind ourselves and one another of the values that ground and center us, that motivate and move us. Whoever you are, whatever your faith journey, whomever you love, you are welcome here. We welcome all who seek to know the sacred and all who seek to make our world more just. Our child's lighting words are from Lorraine Bordoroff McNeil. And we have Emily. Is she here? There she is. Will help us light our chalice. Thank you, Emily. I forgot, today is Father's Day. A day in which we honor and offer gratitude for our fathers in whatever form or fashion they come into our lives. Biological fathers, stepfathers, adoptive and foster fathers, grandfathers, spiritual fathers, and all of the uncles, brothers, and friends who, whether they know it or not, have helped to fill the role of father in someone's life. We are shaped by their presence and their absence, but how they choose to act and when they abstain, what they say when they remain silent. Let us remember today and always the impact that these people have on us as individuals, as a community. And let us also remember that this relationship is not one-sided, and that we, as a community, are called to support and empower the fathers of the world. No matter how they came into their roles, and regardless of the relative successes or failures, let us raise up their triumphs and let us have the grace to forgive them, They're all too human failures. Let us love our fathers and each other. Come, let us worship together. So please rise in body or spirit to join in singing our opening hymn, When the Spirit Says Do, 1024, and the Teal hymnal.
Way to get us all energized. Yes. Good morning. I'm Reverend Sarah. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the minister of this congregation. To remind us that our commitment as a congregation is to be together in covenant, we share these affirmation words. Will you please join me beginning with that all-important word? Love is the message of this church, and service is our way. This is our great covenant together, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. We return to our centers of connection every week because we know that rituals bring us closer together. We light our candles of hope and joy and place our stones of sorrow and fear to honor these inner experiences together. As folks in the room participate in this ritual, those of you who are joining us online, please use the chat to participate. You can write your name with stone or candle or both by it, and we will include you at the end of the ritual. If you're in the room and you would like someone to light a candle for you or place a stone for you, we will do that at the end as well. So now anyone who would like to come forward, you can come forward now. We have 2 lines for candles and the center for the stones.
there's not a very spiritual place to say this, but I love seeing all the green name tags here today. So thank you for visiting us if you are here. And hi, if you don't know me, my name is Adina Danuf. I use they or she pronouns, and I am your Director of Lifespan Religious Exploration. And today we're talking a bit about being in boats. And as an idea to think about how we kind of jump into the wave of doing what needs to be done. And when I think of boats, the first thing I think of is sunscreen. Because it's important to protect yourself when you're out there on a big sun reflector, right? Okay. But the second thing I think of is snacks. Because what's a day on a boat without some good noms and bevs, yeah? No? Okay. And the third thing I think of is music. Because what's a day on a boat without some banging tunes, right? Okay. But on top of all of this, when I think about boats, I think about good job. Oh my gosh, water, how'd you think of that? Okay, so it's kind of hard not to think about it when you're surrounded by it, right? And water has some pretty good lessons to share with us. So today I'm sharing one of those lessons. It's a story by Christopher Buse, who is a UU minister and story writer, and it's called Higgins, A Drop with a Dream. So once upon a time, there was a drop of water named Higgins. And Higgins was no ordinary drop of water because he was a drop with a dream. Now, Higgins lived in a valley where it had not rained for a very long time, so all the lovely green grass was turning brown, and all the beautiful flowers were wilting, and the trees started to droop. Higgins had a dream that one day the valley would be a beautiful place again. I've been feeling that way lately myself. But what could he do? After all, he was only a drop of water. So one day, Higgins decided to travel and tell others about his dream. All the other drops listened very politely, but no one believed that his dream would come true. Higgins, one said, "Get your head out of the clouds. You can't spend your whole life dreaming." Now, that's a really ironic statement, right? Water, clouds. Yes, thank you. Okay. Higgins decided that he had to do something to make his dream come true. So he began to think and think and think. And it took kind of a while, all this thinking. He's just a drop of water, brain capacity, you know. So one day, he was walking, as drops of water do, by a rusty old bucket. And he got an idea. If enough of us drops of water get together in this bucket, Higgins thought, there would be enough water to sprinkle on a few flowers and help them grow and become beautiful again. So eagerly, Higgins went to tell everyone his great idea, but they thought he was being foolish. "That Higgins is nothing but a dreamer," they said. And Higgins decided he had to do something to convince the others that he was right. So he said to them, "I don't know about you, but I'm getting into the bucket. I hope some of you will join me. Then there might be enough water to help at least a few flowers grow beautiful again." So Higgins ran as hard as he could, I am not going to do that, and hopped way up in the air and landed in a bucket with a kerplunk. And there he sat, just one drop in the bucket. Have you ever felt like that? Yeah, like you were the only one who cared about something, or that even when you tried to get others to care, it didn't really seem to matter? Yeah, okay. So for a long time, Higgins was very lonely. It seemed like no one else was going to join him. But after a while, some of the other drops started to see that the grass was in fact dying, and the flowers were wilting, and the trees were drooping. They all agreed that something must be done. And then suddenly one drop shouted, "I'm gonna get in the bucket with Higgins!" And she leapt through the air and landed kerplunk in the bucket. And then two other drops yelled, "Wait for us!" And they hopped through the air and landed Kerplunk into the bucket. And then 10 drops jumped into the air into the bucket. Kerplunk. And then 30. Kerplunk. And then 50. You should all be talking by now. Kerplunk. And hundreds of drops came from all around to hop into the bucket. But soon the bucket was completely full of water. But there just happened to be, because it's a story, another bucket right next to it. So they found that bucket to jump into. And before long, there were 2 buckets of water, and then 3, and then 4, and then 10, and then hundreds, and then thousands of buckets of water. And also, as happens in stories, a powerful breeze came along and blew all the buckets over, and all the water flowed together to make a mighty stream. Everywhere the water flowed, the grass turned green again, and the flowers bloomed, and the trees stood tall and straight once more. And all this happened because Higgins had a dream, and his dream came true. Because he knew that although he was just a drop in the bucket, enough drops in the bucket make a bucket full. And when there are enough buckets with the wind behind them, then justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Now, sometimes getting others to join a cause can be as easy as just dropping in a bucket, and other times it takes a bit more work and effort. But the end result always seems to ring true. The more of us working together for a worthy cause, the stronger we are for our fight for equity and justice and right in the world, right? That's what being a UU is about. I kind of like the reminder that sometimes I may feel like a lonely drop, but I know that this bucket known as UUCC can keep doing what we can to fill up together and make the world a wetter or a better place. With that, let's trickle off to class.
Please join me in our offering and acknowledging all the ways we give to this church and this world. We give because this is our church, and we value what it does for us, and through us, to our community and our world. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this church inside and outside our walls. May we give in love and in hope. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you for your offering and all the ways you give to the life and ministry with your time, talent, treasure, and trust. Together, our gifts allow us to expand and strengthen the tapestry of love and wonder and connection that blesses this church and transforms us in the world. Our reading is a video of Glennon Doyle speaking to the audience of folks attending a touring recording of the podcast, We Can Do Hard Things, with her sister Amanda and wife Abby Wambush. Be forewarned, she uses slightly salty language.
During the Vietnam War, there was this one man. During the Vietnam War, there was this one man who every single night would go stand in front of the White House by himself with a single candle. And he would stand there for as long as it took for the candle to burn down. One night, a reporter came and said, "What is it that you are trying to accomplish here? Do you think that you and your candle are going to change this war, are going to change this administration?" The man said, "Oh, I don't come here each night to change them. I come here each night so that they don't change me." I reread this essay that Michelle Alexander wrote during the first Trump administration, this beautiful essay about how we are not the resistance. The river of justice and love and equality and shared humanity has been flowing since the beginning of time and cannot be stopped and will not be stopped. They are the resistance. We are the river. And what we have to do now is get our asses in the river. I want you to imagine that there is the river of love and justice and freedom and shared humanity. On the river is a fleet of boats. Some of the boats say immigrant justice. There's a queer rights boat. There's a racial justice boat. There's a protect higher education boat. There's a health care for everybody boat. There is a free Palestine boat. And they all have amazing captains that are captaining these boats and have been forever. Nobody needs to start shit. Okay, this has all been going on for a very long time. We just got to get in a boat. When we get in a boat, we are not the captain, we are the deckhand. So we just take orders. The only thing we yell at the other boats is, "Keep going, we are with you, go, 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 go." We do not yell at the other boats and ask them why we're not in our boat. We need them in their boat while we're in our boat, right? While we're in the boat, we don't just protest and organize and activate, although we do those things. We also dance. We love each other so well. We party our asses off because our job is to be so irresistible that everybody from the shore wants to put their asses in our boats, okay? And then when they come into our boats from the shore, we do not yell at them for not knowing things that we just learned 8 minutes ago, okay? Yes. We lovingly keep them because everybody from the shore just wants a loving, vibrant place to land. That's all they want. And I promise you the other side does not have that. But we do. We can offer it if we do the boats right. Okay? So tomorrow, is everybody's ass going to be in a boat?
Yeah!
Okay!
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand. Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? Yes, and how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, and how many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
The video we watched for our reading today was submitted to me by Michelle Matthews, who had the winning bid in the auction to choose a topic for the worship service. She's the one to complain to about the language use. Just kidding, just kidding. It's my choice to use the clip and to repeat the content here. And don't worry, I will say asses plenty of times. We have had quite a year here in the US with innumerable losses for our democracy. And through all of that, there are still some bright spots, hope that can lead us on. One particularly bright spot of the last week was the opening of the Obama Center, a ceremony that was filled with love, music, and speeches that reminded us that we cannot give up hope, that there is much to honor about the people who make up our country, and that although things are not great right now, that we are a collective that has the power to make the world we dream about, that world that we dream about, a reality. President Obama gave a wonderful speech, and although upstaged by his wife's even better speech, Obama reminded us that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. He said, and over more than 2 centuries, through protests, marches, strikes, moral appeals from the pulpit, and conversations at family dinner tables, people from all walks of life, every color, every faith, every region, took up the cause of democracy and made it their own, until we, the people, came to include not just some of us, but all of us. So he used that famous quote that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. often liked to quote about the moral arc of the universe, but this time he shared with us and the world the context of the original quote from Unitarian minister Theodore Parker 170 years ago. He said, this is quoting Obama, "At the time, the abolitionist cause seemed lost. The Compromise of 1850 had made harboring fugitive slaves a crime under federal law, even though in those states had abolished slavery. And in a case that garnered national attention, a young fugitive in Boston had been seized and tried and marched to the wharf by hundreds of officers, where he was summarily put on a ship bound for the South, where he would remain in shackles and chains. And it was a moment of profound uncertainty and despair, a moment that the minister called darker than any New England had witnessed. We do not see," the Reverend Theodore Parker observed, "but justice is always done on earth. Many a knave is rich, sleek, and honored, while the just man is poor, hated, and in torment. I do not pretend," the preacher said, "to understand the moral universe. The arc is a long one, and my eye reaches but a little ways. I cannot calculate the curve and complete the figure by the experience of sight. I can divine it only by conscience, but from what I can see, I am sure it bends towards justice." Obama went on, "The good Reverend was under no illusions about the perils and obstacles facing the abolitionist cause. His words offered no easy answers, no comforting assurances that he or his congregation would live to see the progress they so desperately sought. Rather, this was a declaration of faith, a defiant call not to abandon hope or give way to fear, but to stay true to our better selves and true to one another, and to keep fighting to fulfill the promise of this nation, even in the face of cruelty and bitter disappointment, even in the face of impossible odds." So we need to be like Higgins, the water droplet from Adina's message, having shared our dream and being brave enough to take the leap into an impossible task and staying true to it against all odds. Glennon Doyle, in the clip we just watched, referenced an article by Michelle Alexander from 2018, claiming that we are not the resistance. I was confused when I heard that, because what? We're resisting fascism, aren't we? We're resisting the pull to numb ourselves from the horrors that we're witnessing. We're resisting the destruction of democracy, aren't we? But what Michelle Alexander was saying in her article is that we are not the ones resisting the inevitable tide. They are. The president, the tech bros, the billionaires, the racists, the Christian nationalists, all people who are now in charge of our country, they are the ones who are resisting the inevitable tide of change. The conservative backlash seen globally is a reaction to the river of love and justice and freedom and shared humanity that has been flowing for generations. In the words of Vincent Harding, one of the great yet lesser-known heroes of the Black freedom struggle, the long, continuous yearning and reaching toward freedom flows throughout history like a river, sometimes powerful, tumultuous, and rolling with life, at other times meandering and turgid, covered with ice and snow of seemingly endless winters, all too often streaked and running with blood. This river is moving steadily, if not swiftly, towards a brighter future where humanity is no longer crushing each other beneath the greed of our unchecked nemesis, but a future that is fair and just and humane. We might not be alive to see this future, but the arc of the moral universe will continue to bend towards justice as long as more of us are on the river moving towards justice together than there are those who are trying to jam it up. So this is where Glennon pulls out the big guns. We got to get our asses in the boats. There are already 100 or 1,000 boats in this river, but we need to move our butt from the shore of complacency into a boat on that river. We do not need to construct a new boat. Please don't construct a new boat. I know a new boat would be pretty, but it takes too much time to start from scratch again when there are already so many boats on this river. There are already people doing the work we need done, and they need our help. So we need to listen to the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, when she said in her phenomenal speech, "We simply don't have the luxury or time to be cynical or complacent, to wring our hands in despair, to wait for someone else to fix the problem. Y'all, hope is all we have, because hope is the essential spark that lights the fire of change. But hope is a choice. Whether or not we use our voices to speak up is a choice. Voting is a choice. Being a decent human being is a choice. Believing that we still hold the power to build a country that reflects us all is a choice." And so we get to choose which boat on the river brings us the most hope. And as we arrive on that boat, we will listen with open hearts to the needs of the organization and try to bring our best selves to fulfilling those needs. We are rarely going to be the expert when we first come into the organization, and so we will learn with curious hearts. And we will also give grace to the folks who also join us as we go. Or as Glennon said, when they join us from the shore, we do not yell at them for not knowing the things we did not know 8 minutes ago. Back in our boats, we will follow the directions of the leaders who've been doing this a long time. And we will have fun and celebrate and dance together so that we can be irresistible to others to join us, because we need everyone to get their asses in the boats. Complacency has been the easy way out for too long. Those of us who benefit from the system as it is haven't needed to investigate why we benefit and others suffer, but we are no longer allowed to stay shielded from reality now. It is being revealed to us, so we must see it. As the systems that have protected us are beginning to weaken, we are obligated to tear them down or expand their protective reach to everyone. I'm not saying that everyone is in a place to do the important inner work that is required once we get in a boat. Survival often demands that we hyperfixate or hyperfocus on the moment we are in, the moment we are trying to survive. And folks who are just trying to make it till the next day still need the dry ground beneath their feet. They need those of us who are able to focus further out, to get our asses in the boats and shift things to make life more survivable for everyone. And that's our calling, to be the part of the river of human goodness and love so that we can all make our world worth a loving, wonderful, nurturing place, a strong and flexible place, hopeful as well as full of love and fun that allows every human being to be their best selves. So, are you going to go out tomorrow and get your ass in a boat? Yeah. I hope so. And I hope you will join me in a time of meditation and in prayer where you'll find a comfortable place for your butt, your body. Center yourselves. Notice your breathing. Our prayer text today comes from D. Scott Cooper. We bow our heads or lift them up in order to imagine not one path, but many. We imagine a path forward for those who cannot imagine any path forward because of poor health, financial hardship, family crisis, and other roadblocks we cannot begin to understand or imagine. We struggle to imagine a path forward for those who are forced to leave a homeland against their will, and for those unable to leave a war-torn homeland despite their lives being in danger. We imagine a path forward for those who leave their homes to make a better life for their families elsewhere. May we be a welcoming presence along the path towards hope. We imagine a path forward for those who feel lonely. May we take one another's hands as we travel that path towards community. Truly, we know, as we imagine these ways forward and take one another's hands, the paths will lead us to hope, to roads that will lead us to beloved community, and the arc will bend towards justice because we have dared to travel with love in our hearts. We'll now join together in a time of silence. Blessed be and amen. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for the closing hymn, and I hope you will get enthusiastic about it because I love singing this one, The Fire of Commitment, number 1028 in our teal softcover hymnal, and the words will be on the screen. That's invite you to reach out to those around you. Grab hands if you are willing, elbows if you prefer, or nothing. That's fine too. Just know that you are connected to us. You are connected. When you go from this place, know that you are part of the river of justice, the river of love that moves our world on. And when you go, get your ass in the gosh darn boat. When you go, go in peace. Salam and shalom.
Leave this place knowing that you are good and knowing that you are loved. Blessed be.
Take your dark and your light and your love from this place and share them with the world, and stay safe until we meet again. Amen.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy coffee hour and conversation, and have a great week.